Is there a double standard in fashion? No fat men models allowed? No, not really. I don't think there's any double standard in fashion. I don't really think that men care about fashion. So like most men, fat guys, they don't give a shit about male representation for fat people. We just don't care. I don't care. I don't go like, oh, that's literally me. Women identify more with like models and stuff, and obviously women are more impacted by beauty standards than men are. Like if you look at media, how many shows can you think of had a fat guy with a really hot wife? King of Queens, The Flintstones, Family Guy, like comparatively, like that's just kind of a trope even in media of the fat guy getting like an attractive wife. Like we don't really have, and then anytime you see the opposite, it just doesn't really exist. All of a sudden, like like look at Roseanne, she had a fat husband. You know what I mean? Like where I don't really know if I can think of like a show with a fat wife and then like a thin husband or something. So yeah, I don't really think that it's no fat men allowed. I don't know if there's. I mean, maybe there. I mean, I'm sure he'll give a specific example of one fat guy not like allowed in some capacity. Who cares? But it's not like a widespread thing. I guess I'm curious. I'm going
So Ari Spears, he had fat shamed Lizzo, and it was interesting because I was watching. I started watching Lizzo, so I was watching her thing. So
I know what you're talking about. Ari Spears made a joke about her. Yeah.
I started just looking at I was watching like fashion because I know in fashion, for those of you who don't know.
Well, let's be honest here, bro. Because like Lizzo's a nice looking girl, but like Lizzo, people pretend that she's more attractive than she is. Like she's cute, but they pretend she's more attractive than she is. The only reason, like the real thing is that Lizzo is very confidently fat. So people respect her for that. And that's why they find her so beautiful, because she's like, I am a beautiful woman. And then like, that's really what it is. But she's not like particularly like, oh my God. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like this isn't me like shitting on Lizzo or anything. I'm just saying that like, that's kind of the reality of it. Okay.
In fashion, they've started doing the whole, we need plus size runway models. We want fashion to encompass all bodies. So before, when you saw people on the catwalk, you only saw very skinny women and very, Adonis looking men walking down the catwalk. And because now it was explained to me that the reason why all the models in the past used to look the same and have the same body type is because the models were essentially, and please don't get offended by this, were essentially live mannequins. Like because the attention wasn't on the model, it was on the clothing. So the models were at least showing how the clothes look on the body. So it wasn't really about the models, it was about the clothing. But now we've gone further.
I don't know if that's true. I think it's really just about like the ideal beauty standard or ideal look. I think some of it too has to do with like different jaws and whatnot, or that can attune to makeup really well, so you can make them look very different.
And I'm thinking, saying, well, since we have an immense amount of body types, we should see these clothes on different body types. We should make clothes for the different body types. But it specifically went to the female side of the modeling industry. So that's, so everybody was kind of like, okay, cool. And now when you watch a lot of these runway shows, because I was doing research on this. So I've watched about 30 runway shows. But in the runway shows, it's funny because this is this is my own personal opinion. There's many different ones. There are very few that have fat men. So at first I was watching these runway shows and
yeah, because fat men just don't give a fuck. Like I feel like most men don't give a shit. Like I don't know what male models are for. Gay guys, I guess. I don't really know. Like who's a male, like what male model, like you know what I mean? Like male fashion models, they have to be for gay guys. I don't like what guy is watching a fashion show? I'm just being a gay guy or a husband forced to watch with his wife. I mean, like, let's be honest. Or two gay husbands watching it together. Like I'm not trying to be an asshole. That's just show is very clearly for a very feminine demographic, and that's perfectly fine. But, if you're a straight guy that likes to watch this stuff, you're probably an outlier. But that's fine. Like you're a straight guy that likes to watch fashion. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. I guarantee if you did the statistics, it's gonna be gay dudes.
And my wife was like, she sees like, for YouTube, they have all the runway shows pop up on my feed because I've been watching them. So she's like, oh, I see what you're watching. I'm like, yeah, I've been watching them. So we were watching it together. I was like, I'll show you why. So at the beginning, they have these beautiful.
Your boyfriend likes fashion? Better be careful, girl.
Attractive, slim women, the same thing like we always see. And then it's like they get progressively fatter until they get to like this, in the middle of the show, you have this huge, beautiful plus size woman going down. You're like, oh, okay. And then they get gradually slimmer, and then at the end you have the slim women again. So I'm like, so you kept seeing kind of this pattern, like they always start off with these skinny women, middle you get the fat women, and then at the end you get the skinny women again, which is fine. So then I started seeing some that had the men models. So I was like, oh, let me see if they do the same thing with the men models. The men models were all slim. It was like slim all the way through. I was like, oh, okay, okay. So then I was like, oh, let me see if this is just like a one time thing. So then I started seeing some runway shows. I think Rihanna did a runway show where she had some fat models, but like they were.
Yeah, Rihanna doesn't do runway that's just for like fat models. Rihanna does like at least I know Rihanna's brand. I forget what it's called. She does stuff where it's very inclusive. Like she's got one woman like missing a fucking arm and like one woman missing like a tit and stuff. Like good for her. I think that's great. Like do your thing. She tries to be very inclusive. It's not just about being overweight. It's just about people with like more normal or just to be more Fenty, or is it a T or a D? Does Rihanna do big men? Shit, Rihanna, if you do big men, you know where to find me because I can't hide because I'm so fat.
They were extremely hard to find. I'm finding all these ones with slim models. So then, in looking for it, I found this article, and I was calling it out. It was almost like it was made for me. So let me share this article. So this article is from the Daily Mail, which is a London rag, but they broken clocks are right twice a day. Meyer is accused of having a double standard over its offensive new underwear catalog. So you can tell why everyone's upset. So Myers has been slammed for having impossible beauty standards for men. The complaints came following the release of their new underwear.
Who actually was complaining about this? Like, let's be honest. Nobody. Okay. The people who are probably complaining about this more than anything else are probably people who are like desperate to call out the. There's a lot of people, and I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a lot of people who hate that there's more fat women represented, and so they will go, well, why aren't we doing it with fat men? And then they're like, I got you, idiot. That's pretty much seems to be most of the people who are actually calling it out.
For your catalog, 3 male models used for the catalog's front page are extremely fit. So then I was like, okay, let's look, right? Because don't forget, we were doing the standards for men, but we weren't. So here's the catalog, and here's what the women look like. So you have this, regular model essentially. Then you have this plus size model. Then you kind of have this regular model, plus size, and older model. Then you have another plus size model, under there, lingerie and sleepwear. Then you have this, older plus size woman, right? Many different body types. We're celebrating women's body types. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then we go down to the men's underwear.
Wow. Ugh. What is this? These are a little more inclusive. There's just no fat guys. Sorry, that guy was a little too. I just want to see what this is. So, Meyer is accused of having double standards. Okay, whatever. Let's see if I can find it. I don't feel like typing the whole thing in. Okay, here I'll move this back so we can.
Celebrating women's body types. Yeah. So then we go down to the men's underwear. And for the men.
Well, what's kind of funny, what is this? Yeah, this is like this isn't exactly like the traditional male, I guess. I don't know what these pictures are. It's completely off topic. Oh, we went to a new article somehow. Okay. What is it, Meyer? It's an underwear site?
These are no dad bods. Look at these guys. All of them beautiful, handsome, six-pack men. So people were like, what the hell?
I don't know if they're handsome.
Oh, man.
Kind of gay.
Is there a double standard? Is there a double standard? So this is the way this came from. So I tweeted about this, and this is the tweet I showed you guys earlier. But this is it. This is it. We are, if we can celebrate the different bodies of women, why can't we celebrate the different bodies of men? Oh my god. So Myers came under some,
I mean, it really comes down to not like there's usually not too much demand for it from guys. Like guys don't really care too much, I guess would be the argument. But like I went on their website and I didn't just look at the this picture. Because one of the things too is it's easy for people to kind of like fuck around and cut out certain pictures. They created a gallery themselves. So I went on here. And this is just a regular thing. So men's underwear. This guy's pretty fat. This is the same guy. So they're a little more inclusive. There's only 2 different people, I think, or 3 different people in here. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really see that much of an issue here. I mean, I guess there could be fatter guys. I guess this guy's kind of fat. I just feel like most guys just don't give. This guy's like actually really skinny. He's got a little more of a dad bod, I guess. Yeah, I feel like it's not that, it's not all that crazy. If anything, where's the guys with the small penises? Am I right, guys? Where's that inclusiveness? How come all these guys have big, fat fucking packages? I mean, there seems to be a reasonable range. I think that just men don't really respond to, because if you look at like women's if you look at like women's underwear and shit, it's probably just way different. Like I don't think guys care too much about what they're seeing. They're not like I don't look at this and go like, "Oh my god, I wish this was me." I feel like women do that more, and again, I think it's because women's bodies are women traditionally are seen more for their bodies than like what they can do for society. So let's see. I'm trying to find what I can't. I'm really bad at finding anything. Bras, briefs. I guess we can go to bras. That'll work. Women's bras. There's probably going to be more diversity though, for sure. There's going to be more range. Okay, stop. Yeah. Well, even these girls aren't like super different. This girl I don't think has an arm. I think she's missing an arm. There's like older women and stuff. She's a little bigger. Yeah, I feel like it's not really that much different. Am I just fucking dumb? Briefs. We can look at these. Yeah, I feel like there's not that different. I don't know. I just feel like we're overreacting here.
Here it is. It says Myers has been slammed for continue to portray impossible beauty standards following the release of its latest catalog. Something positive is going on at Myers, but seems half marketing department didn't get the memo. One man said, sharing a photo of the catalog on Reddit. So they have these
on Reddit. I don't know, man. This kind of seems like a little bit of like a pro clutch on this.
Crazy beauty standards for men, and they're getting called out. Right? This is unfair. Why?
Especially since I'm pretty sure they just like, it seems like they like grabbed, I don't know. It seems like they just kind of grabbed what was easiest for them to.
I have these impossible standards for men. So my question to you guys, is this a double standard?
And even in this article, they showed that one guy. They showed that one guy that was like fatter, and somehow he just didn't make the list here. I wonder.
Is this
why.
a double standard? Is there a double standard in fashion for men? Is it okay to demand that women have certain body types? I mean, that men have certain body types, but women don't.
Well, no, it's oh fuck! I closed the video. No, it's not. Oh, it's okay to do that. It's just nobody is because nobody cares. Like that's what it is. Men just don't care.
It came under some, you know. Here it is. It says Myers has been slammed for but seems half marketing department didn't get this is unfair. Why have these impossible standards for men? So my question to you guys, is this a double standard? Is this a double standard? Is there a double standard in fashion for men? Is it okay to demand that women have certain body types? I mean, that men have certain body types, but women don't? That's essentially what's being asked here. The retailer told Female the catalog was part of a 3-week campaign that includes men of all shapes and sizes, showing the diversity of the Australian community. Furious customers could have their say with many. I
mean, I guess it's possible that Meyer decided to respond by changing some of the pictures. Maybe.
Yeah. Claiming society seems to have reached its peak with toxic body language.
I don't know.
So now let me show you what they consider to be a plus size male model. So they have one in here. So this is the women's lingerie. So this is so Myers.
Well, these women aren't nearly as big as like a really big woman, I guess. But okay, I mean, yeah, it's probably
let me show you some of our
Asian fat guy, right?
Male models. So here it is. Here's their plus size male model. This guy isn't like this is average body male model. This isn't plus size male model.
I guess so.
So is this enough to say that they're diverse and they're?
I guess
this is their diversity, people. Is this enough? Is this guy a plus size male model?
I'll be a plus size male model for you, Myers. Do you guys want me to come down and do it? If you guys want to be more inclusive, I'll do it. I'll go in there. I'll pose for the. I'll do a little bit of a pose for it. I'm fine with that. Be pretty good.
Is that what we got here? Is that got a plus size male model? That's who they said. They said yes. We had this guy was in the catalog and he's a plus size model. I do want to ask you guys. What do you guys?
Looks like he pissed his pants a little bit down here.
That's who they. And he's a plus size model. I do want to ask you guys.
I could also double as a small penis model. This way, men can feel more included. Yeah.
Think about this story. Do you think this is unfair standard for men in fashion? This is a standard.
Should I try to be the male model for Myers?
This is what the men have to look like. This is what the women have to look like.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.